It took the previous government, it took Seychellois to actually decide that the previous government was not serving them and was serving themselves. It took Seychellois 43 years. But apparently, now only after 2 years,
After 2 years.
we are witnessing the disconnection between the people in governance and the ordinary Seychellois.
Yeah.
And as we spoke, Barry and myself, a while ago, about the positions in that is held within the National Assembly. The National Assembly is the word Parliament. I looked it up obviously on Google. It's there for everybody to see. It's a word. It's a French word. Parler means to talk. So the ethics around Parliament is actually to have the voice of the people. The voice of the people. That's why these parliamentarians are elected on a district basis, district level, whereby they bring the concerns of the electorate to the table. And also their job is to make sure that the check and balances of government, making sure government remains efficient, making sure the budget is approved in a way that is transparent, and also that the budget lines are really are really spent where the country's priority are. But right now, when we look at the National Assembly, I mean, after obviously giving majority to the ruling party and to the government, I mean, we see easily that these roles of the Parliament has been eroded. Casually eroded, and it is very, very sad. Even Barry, I would like you to speak about the positions of leader of government business, which I think is a very...
I mean, this is a very controversial thing, in my opinion. I mean, the Constitution makes a provision for it, but that provision was made through an amendment. But at the same time, you ask yourself the question: when you are elected in the National Assembly, you're elected to serve a particular district who voted for you, and as the leader of government business now, you become the voice of the executive in the National Assembly. You are no more really the voice of the district where you've been elected. So that goes in contradiction with your role as an elected member of the National Assembly. So I think the government should realize that or the person who is representing the government in the National Assembly should realize that your priority is supposed to be towards the people and not towards the mandate of the executive.
Yes.
I mean, we use this argument, and I really appreciate the interview that Richard Quest had with the president after the election, and referring to the excessive power. So when you have power in your hand, you have all the National Assembly, and people tend to use the term, the people elected me. The people elected me. If they elected me, that's what they wanted. No, but the people elected you on the principle that you were going to do what your manifesto said you were going to do. Like, for example, if you take the farming community, we were given the more or less an assurance, if I can put it this way, that the Ministry of Agriculture was going to be an entity on its own and going to be separated from fisheries, so that we can really push that sector to really take care of the national food security. But what did we see? Agriculture was put under a portfolio with the Ministry of Climate Change, Environment, Energy. And really, if you go online right now, if you type in the Ministry of Agriculture, you look at the official website, you will see that on the official website of the Ministry of Agriculture, Environment and Climate Change and Energy, you will see that there's no Ministry of Agriculture under the portfolio. So it's doesn't reflect it anywhere on their website. So you ask yourself the question, who is responsible for this sector? So it is that essence of once you get elected, you lose the connection with the people who elected you, and that's not supposed to happen.
I think we've seen that very clearly.
Very clearly, especially in the National Assembly. It's really
it's evident. It's evident.
Yeah.